Well, hi everyone, and welcome to my happy channel. In case you didn't know, this happy channel is, well, actually, I've got to say hi to Shirley because otherwise she'll wonder why she's sitting there. Hi, Shirley.
Hi.
You've got your
How are
posh
you?
clothes on today, I see. Oh, fine. I'm absolutely fine. Well, I think I am.
Right?
You know, I sometimes have to wonder, but you know that.
Happy Sunday.
So, yeah, the reason behind this, well, first of all, very quickly, for those that don't know, happy Sunday. And thanks everybody for being here, if you're here, because I know I don't even know how many, I think I've got, 30 subs? I'm not sure. But
You have 47.
Anyway. 47! Wow.
Yes.
Am I building or what? Anyway, I'm just looking for the comments, but you're in charge of that, right?
Yep.
Thanks for being here, Guernsey Girl. And with respect, it's really busy, Shell. What am I going to do? So, yeah, what this is, I kind of wrote a little book about how I coped. Pardon? About how I coped with life.
They'll come. They'll come in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not expecting, well. So I kind of wrote a little book about what I've been through in some of the little difficulties, little blips in my life, and how I overcome them, and how the kids kind of survived through it all. And my brother, before he died, he said to me, Liz, he said, you've got to promise me you're going to finish writing this book. Well, that's not going to happen. So I thought, okay, at least not now, not right now. So I thought, okay, I'll open a channel and just kind of, do this as something to leave for the kids, so they've got some bio, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm here. But the reason I wanted to do this particular live, as you know, Cheryl, it was a bit of a traumatic year I had last year before I moved. And you know more than anyone. And I moved into here. And from the day I moved into this farm with Sam, who I didn't know, I'd never met her, we moved in together. And you know what? From that day to this has been the most peaceful, happy, content time of my life. So much so that I think I told you, did I, Shell? I don't even have to take high blood pressure pills anymore. I mean, my blood pressure is lower without any pills than it was when I was on them. So that's why I kind of look to this as channel as Life in the Key of Happy, because I think that's what we all need. Bit of happy. Enough's eating. What are you eating? Something exciting. Are you still there, Shirley?
Yeah, I was on mute. I said, yeah, he was eating.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You go on mute so that you don't use any of those words.
Especially not on this channel.
If oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. But anyway, so I moved into this farm with Sam, who I'd never met. What it was, I'd called for a room where she was staying, and I couldn't get that. And just having a conversation with her, we decided that we'd try to move in together. Never met her, just adored her on the phone. She sounded absolutely great. And of course, kids were kind of skeptical, oh, Mom, But you know what? She is the most super, super person you could meet. She is wonderful. In fact, she's almost like my mum up there. Hi, Mum. It's almost like a gift from Mum because she lost a sister at 15 months, and she never got over that and called her Harriet. It was Harriet was her name, and she was born out in India. And I consider Sam a little gift from Mum. Mum sent me Sam because honestly, she is absolutely great. I couldn't wish for anybody better to live alongside. And it's kind of, she is coming on shortly, I hope. And it's dodgy because she might talk about me. She might tell stories. So I've warned her, be nice. So I'm hoping she's going to be nice. But I tell you, this place is absolutely great. And I've kind of proved a point because I used to take, those little booths you get in the drug mart, and I'd make it go up and down. So I'd sit there and relax and think all happy thoughts and palm trees. Why am I shaking my hands? And I could keep the blood pressure down. And then I'd start to think of something which upset me. And sure enough, my blood pressure went up. And I realized I could control it with how I felt. And there was one time my friend was with me, and I'm sat there in Fortino's. Oh, Sam's here. I sat there in Fortino's. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Oh, yeah. Oh, you put her in, Shirley.
I did, but you're echoing now.
Oh, okay, Sam. Okay, you have to. What does Sam have to take off? You just want StreamYard open. You can't have anything else open. Can you see it? Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, I muted her for a second. Are we still? No, we're not.
Okay.
Now I am.
Maybe.
We're echoing.
Yeah, we didn't have chance to check it out before she left. Can you hear us, Sam? I don't think so. Hang on. If you could, let's mute her on our phone. Okay, I'm just going to mute myself.
Are you gonna try calling her or something and talking to her? I see she's driving though.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah,
when she's what?
Mute, she's driving, so she's on mute. So the echoes on her end, unfortunately.
Okay. Hang on. Let me go on mute.
Oh, I gotta put that up, Jenny. Can you hear me, mother?
Okay, you sitting.
It keeps mute? Her thing keeps muting, and I can't unmute her, so that means she muted it. And Lizzie, you're on mute. We'll figure this out, guys. Hi, Happy Thoughts. She must be talking to Lizzie because she's not talking to us. So I would say happy Thanksgiving week, but I think everybody in here is from the UK, so that means nothing to you guys. So, do we want to take bets whether Lizzie is talking to her and on mute, or she's talking to us and forgot she's on mute? Any bets on that? Hey, Larnie. We're just trying to work out some technical difficulties. That's Sam, Lizzie's roommate, the one that she's been raving about for a while now. Trying to get her fixed.
Hi.
Hi. Are you working now?
I can hear you guys.
Is she on now?
working.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
working.
Oh, smashing.
Finally.
But you're not supposed to be driving and talking.
I can talk. I've
You're
got
not
my
supposed to
AirPods
be
on.
driving and
I can't look
talking.
at the video. Yeah, I can't look at the video, but I have my AirPods so I can talk.
Okay, okay, well, everybody, welcome. Wonderful people in this world, and I am so lucky to have her as a roomie. But be pre-warned, I have told her to be nice. So you're going to be nice, right, Sam?
I'm always nice. When am I not nice?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I said I'm always nice.
That's good. Yeah, you are. No, it's.
So can I
do you know
ask
what's really
you-
amazing previously to this? And yet,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask you how many people are on
Okay,
this
ask
live?
me.
Because I can only see one other person.
In the
Well,
chat,
there's a chat.
there-
There's a chat.
yeah,
to the,
in the chat,
right.
there's 6 people and there's more coming. It's just this isn't her regular channel, so it doesn't normally get as many people. But yeah, there's people live in the chat. There's only me. I'm Shirley. I'm the only other one on the panel.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
same to you.
So, do you agree with me, Sam, that it's amazing that we didn't meet and yet we do get, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. The way that we met is a story in itself. And what's great is we're of different cultures, of different age groups, completely different way of thinking. We are complete opposite people, but we get along so well.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because Sam loves to clean. That's her thing. She loves cleaning. I love the garden and she hates the garden. So she does the cleaning and I do the garden. It's such a great place. Actually, I'm going to show you a picture of the place. It is absolutely. Do you know what my dream when I got old, which is kind of now, was to live in a place with a basement and a walkout, not a basement, a walkout to the garden. And this place, I have not only a great room, but I have patio doors and a window, and it walks out onto the garden, and the garden I just love. A lot of work it's been, but hang on, I'm going to show you the you can tell I wasn't prepared with this, can't you? But that's okay. So yeah, this is
And not forgetting the
this is
huge
the
pond
property.
we have.
Yeah, but you know what I've discovered? Now, this is, can't see my cursor, but this is the back of the house. We're down at where it says patio door, and there's a pond, and then there's the chicken coop here, which I'm turning into a greenhouse or a smoke room, actually, but don't be telling the landlord that. But Sam, there's another thing, which is a shed that on the side. It's not there. I could have used that. I definitely use that. I don't know what that is. Yeah. But anyway, I'm making my the chicken run into a greenhouse. And hang on, I don't know whether
this is the
I
garden.
don't know whether this gives an idea.
On October the 26th, I think, 2022. These are the steps by the side of the house. I'm still trying to sort all that stuff out. I've got to get all the plants done and weeding. And this is the area that I have. It's so exciting. This is the only garden I managed. I was 3 months late in planting, and so I only got one zucchini, one cucumber, and the tomatoes did grow, but they didn't mature. So this is where I got to weed all that. The next video coming up.
Now you can see from there, all those weeds, that's the garden that I've managed to clear. And behind there is a little room where I'm building the greenhouse. And I'm so excited about it. But I can't have chickens. I was talking to Chicken Lady, and I told her I will get one kind of chicken. It might be a bit furry, but just to put in there. Because you can't have a chicken coop without any chickens, right? But can you see why I just adore this? I really do. Hang on, I've got to take that down. But we've had so much excitement, Sam.
Yeah, and
are you still there?
Well, now with Christmas coming, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? The whole inside, outside looks really, really nice. Lizzie's been busy with her Christmas
we're
decorations.
coming along. I've still. Yeah, but you see, the thing was, I have an enormous amount of Christmas decorations, so I really haven't actually started. But Sam doesn't know that yet. She hasn't seen what I've got. But
I know you have everything.
We had one.
Anything I asked for.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're confirming something to the others because. They know that if they need anything, Lizzie has it. And
oh yeah, that's 100%. I can say everything that I asked you for. Only today I asked you, Lizzie, do you have fresh ginger? Yes, I do. Like literally, she has everything.
Well, I kind of have a lot of stuff. But I've actually used it because when I was moving, people were saying to me, why do you need all those poles? And I said, well, you know, you never know. And sure enough, I've used a pole because my sister bought me another, and it didn't have a bottom. So I've now got a bottom with a pole there. Oh, I've got, you name it. And I you know, I've got it and I can use it. And I'm really looking forward to it. But I tell you, one thing that did happen to us just back in the summer, there was a lot of stray cats around here, and all of a sudden, we discovered that we thought one of the mums had been pregnant, which she was, and little, can't remember her name now. But anyway, she went to the, she wasn't lactating or anything, but I knew that there had to be kittens. And one day I was out by the steps and I heard this sound. I wasn't sure if it was a bird or whatever. And so I kind of walked over a bit over to the shed. And then I realized that it was kittens. This was like 2 days after she'd gone. So I was so grateful that I'd finally got them. But because I'm kind of not very good at walking and I didn't have a stick with me, I walked over through this 4 foot grass, 4 foot grass, and the tiny little kitten screaming his little head off. And I bent down and picked him up, but then fell down because the ground was uneven. And here I am lying with a little kitten in my hand, and I'm lying on my back and I can't get up. And I thought, what do I do?
My God.
And I'm looking up to the sky thinking, okay, Sam's not home. And what do I do? And I didn't have my phone with me because that was on charge. And I could hear the other little kittens screaming. And I knew I had to get up somehow. And I don't know what I did to myself when I did it, but I did get up. And then I managed to hobble back, called Sam, and she went and discovered 4 other little kittens. They were so cute. Hang on, here's the 4. So they went to the little place where they were homed. Okay, look at these. Look at these little kittens. Can you believe it? And then there was a day later, I think 1 day or 2 days later. Oh, no, that's not the one. The chap came to mow the lawn, because you can see it was over in this area, the right hand side of where that tree is. Chap came to mow the lawn on the big tractor, and you know what? He would have gone straight over the kittens. And this was only the day after. I couldn't believe it. So that was really lucky. And then, of course, we got another lot of kitties. Yeah, we saved them. Well, you took them to be rehomed and that. But, yeah, they all got home. The mother, sadly, she died. But then we saw another load of little kitties, and they were the cutest little things. And over the last couple of months, I've managed to kind of get them okay me. And thank goodness, because you know what? I sat outside in the minus temperatures, and I thought it would break my heart last night to be in minus 14 wind chill and snow and everything, and have these little kitties living outside. But no, they've come inside and they're all happy, and they've actually taken over the place now. But while they were just in my room every morning, these are like just random wild kitties, but every morning I'd wake up. They didn't pound, but they'd just sit there and stare at me until I woke up. How cute is that? Look at these little things. That's only 3 of them. Looky Lou's not there. But this is what they did every morning. I mean, how cute. They're just, aren't they lovely? Anybody want a kitten? No, you can't have them because we're going to keep them, can't we, Sam?
We can keep them if there's anyone that wants them, and we'll look after them. Of course, they can have them as well, but they are very, very cute.
And you know what? Sam makes the greatest curry. I mean, everything fitted into place moving. Because she, every now and again, she'll be out there cooking, and then she'll pop into my room. Lizzie, dear, do you want to try some of this? Me? And yeah, she pops in with stuff. And yeah, I tell you, I am so lucky. Did you ever think, Cheryl, after what I went through, that I'd end up so happy?
I had hoped, but I didn't know. And I do want to say to Sam, from all of us, you know, we've all met Lizzie, and we've spent a lot of time with her online. I'm sure she's told you, and you know what she was going through last year. You know, of course, we're all worried for her. We want the best for her, and I can't even tell you how much she raved about you and the situation, how perfect it was. You know, we went through, you know, the high blood pressure issue with her because of the situation, and to hear her so happy, you have no idea. So from all of us, I just want to say thank you so much for loving our Lizzie and giving her what she definitely deserves.
You know, I actually, there's no need to thank me. That's really, really sweet. But she does look after me. So she tells everyone that I look after her, but she does look after me. And it's so nice to come home to someone, tell someone how my day has been. And like, I have no family in Canada. So I see that family in Lizzie. Like, she's got a family Christmas, and her family have accepted me and have invited me. It's really, really nice to have a family now, finally, in Canada. Otherwise, I would have spent Christmas alone.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, definitely. That's awesome, you know, because again, I'm sure she probably told you, but we're all over the world. So, you know, there wasn't anything we could do to help. And when she found you, it was, I mean, not to sound cheesy, but it was such a relief for all of us too, because, you know, if anybody deserves the best, it's definitely Lizzie.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Well, I tell you. Yeah. And how, well, Sam, you were asking me the other night, what did you ask me? Oh my God.
Oh, there's Lizzie.
I ask you a lot.
No, you asked me. Well, actually, you asked me last week in the car, but last week specifically, the other day, you asked me when I've been the happiest, I think. Right?
Yes,
you were stood by the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
What was it you actually asked me?
I said, tell me the happiest time of your life.
And what did I say?
No.
Yeah, it is.
And I was shocked. She was like, now I'm the happiest. I was like, I was expecting you, Lizzie, to say maybe when you got married, or maybe when you went on holiday, or maybe something different. And she said, no, I'm very, very happy now.
Oh, yeah. I sit out in the morning, usually when it's warmer, have a cig, and I sit there. And so often I just can't wait to get to my day, you know, because I am so peaceful, content, and it's unbelievable. And the fact, I went to visit my brother a couple of weeks ago. Sam took me. Thank you, Sam. And I told him about that I'd stopped taking blood pressure pills, and my blood pressure's still fine. And he, being big brother, I guess he wanted to it, and he actually took my blood pressure, and he was like amazed that it was down lower than what it was when I was on regular blood pressure pills. Like, I was always around 140 or something on blood pressure pills, but now I'm 120 over 60 something. That's kind of the average, and that's with no pills. And plus, now the reason Shirley knows more than a lot is because after I'd been looking after a friend, it affected me physically as well as psychologically. It was a difficult time. And I started getting these panic attacks. And the doctor gave me some lorazepam for the attack, just a few, like he'd give me 10, you know, to go for the month or whatever. And I had an attack, and I don't think I had any pills. But Shirley and her daughter, McKenna, got there on were we on StreamYard? Yeah, we were on StreamYard because I recorded it.
Yeah, it was on StreamYard.
They helped me through it, and this is what, like, online friends are one thing, but I mean, they both sat there and they were telling me how to breathe and what to do. And this is totally unlike me. Have you ever seen me like that before? Nobody has ever seen me like that before. It was,
No.
I was really out of it. And I couldn't, I tried hard, and finally they calmed me down. And I did record it. And I think, I haven't gone over it yet, but I think one day I may just get some and play a clip of how it is, so that people can, you know, if it will help somebody else. But
Yeah.
that was shortly before I left the other place. And the day I left, I'll never forget. It was a hot day. I was working. I had to empty the equivalent of a 7-bedroom, so a 3-bedroom house from stuff. The house itself was a 4-bedroom, and then I had a 30-foot storage unit which had been emptied into the backyard, and I had to do that alone, basically. And it took me longer than I anticipated, but that last day, when my friend's son wanted to get into the house, I think I couldn't even barely move. I could barely put things in the car. It was such a struggle. I couldn't walk. I went into the pharmacy and asked if I could sit in there because I just couldn't cope. And finally, I drove over here. The next morning, I was absolutely fine. And that tells you how, like, it was like night and day. Do you recall that, Sam, or did you not notice anything?
No, I do. I do recall that day. From when you moved in to how you are now, 2 different people. And when I used to speak to you and you used to be really stressed and upset, to how happy you are now, complete difference, 360 turn.
Yeah. And I had to laugh because you asked me one day, do I ever get angry? Because that's one thing we've never, there's been a couple of little blips, nothing of any great whatever. But you asked me, do I ever get angry? Because I just don't. Do I? I don't. You asked me that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that was like, yeah.
You definitely deal with things a lot differently than most people. We've always talked about that, but
Oh, I know.
but it doesn't mean that, you know, things don't bother you. You don't get upset internally. You just process it differently. So,
yeah. You know what? Stress. Everybody gets stress. I guess I'm lucky that I don't. Yeah, I think, like you say, I process it different, so it doesn't affect me. The only time I think I've ever been upset online, really upset, was way back when I had an expats forum, and one of the chaps, who, by the way, I managed to get taken offline, but that's another story. He came in with a different name, and because it hit me, boom. He came in to this chat that we all had our own names and we used to chat, and all of a sudden he came in as Lizzie's drunk dad, Ted. And I just lost it because it was so personal, and it was a shock. Like, you know, all of a sudden, it doesn't sound like much, but it was. And actually,
it sounds like a lot.
That
It sounds
helped.
like
That helped when he was taken offline. It was funny because he was a nasty piece of work, and we managed to. He lived in a little town, so the people that he had the internet with knew. And they were laughing and said, yeah, we've just seen all of his stuff. And yeah, we're taking him off. And he can get another dial-up, but he can't get it in his basement. He has to. I don't think he ever found out it was me. So don't tell him, anybody. But yeah, he was, he'd hurt some people. And yeah, I was really whatever. So don't think you can't do whatever you want to do, you can do. But I do think, for me, being happy, and no, I don't get angry, even though Sam was half-hearted there. Right, Sam?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, whenever I got angry with you,
I've never seen you angry. That's why I asked
You
you the
haven't, I think.
question. I'm like, Lizzie, do you ever get angry? Because I've never seen you angry.
that's good. Yeah, and I think the point is, I think when you get to a certain point in life, and I'm so fortunate because I haven't had to go through what a lot of all these other people have had to go through. A lot of our friends here, I'm sure many in chat, have got it tough. So I'm just blessed to have been able to have the life I've had. And that's partly why I've kind of wanted this channel, because no matter what we've been through, and I wish Tam was here to come on and tell you what she went through as a child when we didn't have water and we didn't have electric, and she read my, I call it a book, but it's in inverted commas, and she was quite shocked to see what it was that we'd been through. And her friend burst into tears, and she actually wrote to Oprah to get Oprah's attention on it, but of course Oprah wouldn't want that. But you know, it's a good old life I've had, and it's interesting. I think I've done just about everything and whatever. But is
It's
there?
definitely a book that I want to read. I want to read that book, Lizzie. You know how much I love reading. I told you today.
Yeah. Well, I've got it online. I can send it to you. And you know, if anybody wants to kind of read it, it's all very personal, but I'm not ashamed of it, you know. And I made sure with Tam and Jess that they didn't mind, because I did send it round to a few people at the time, because it's like a helpful thing when people have no money, you know, and what you do, and how you cope when you don't have water, and snow becomes what you use to cook with. But boy, oh boy, you have to fill up a whole lot before with snow before you get any water. But no, there's so much stuff in there, and it's funny, I think, and that's what I love about life. Is, you know, it's what makes me happy. And then I have all the funny things that happen. And no, I don't want Stand Up to even mention anything about what I put in our chat today. Please don't mention it. Don't save it for Christmas either, because they like got some silly stories, but they're not appropriate.
You'll have to invite Sam to our online. I don't know if we're doing Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. But Sam, just so you know, Lizzie's a lot of fun when she's had a drink or two, right? So last New Year's Eve, she was dressed up in a boa. And what did you have? Did you have a Bloody Mary or something? You were drinking something? Anyway, so we do this online party for New Year's Eve, you know, kind of celebrating New Year's for everybody, except for me. I think there was like 2 people left by the time, because I live in Alaska. I'm the last one. But it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And Lizzie lets her hair down, and she's singing. She's got a boa on. I think he even had a feather hat or something. I don't even know. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Lani was there, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I found my, while I was sorting through things, I found my karaoke stuff. And of course, I love dress up karaoke, you know, and I always dress up for karaoke. So I use it at the Times.
Nuff is doing a Christmas Eve live. Or no, a Christmas live. She's doing a Christmas live. And a New Year's live. Yeah, so
Okay, well, we're in trouble now. I'm going to do my 10 o'clock in the morning one. That's our drink one.
right.
That's when we go through the people we missed and the people that are no longer with us and remember them and have a toast, because every year my brother used to have a drink at the same time as us. We'd have it at 10 o'clock in the morning. He'd have it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so we'd all join in and have a toast Christmas morning, and then Mum and Dad passed, and then Ed passed. Together, everybody together. And for everybody that's got somebody that either can't be with them because of COVID at the time, or passed on, it's nice to remember them on Christmas morning without me crying. Surely, how many times do I end up that you can hear me wavering?
But that's what it's supposed to be for, It's okay, because that's the thing. I get to go on mute a lot, so you don't get to hear me crying, but I do the crying on those Christmas morning ones too, because it's special. It's very special.
Yeah,
I told you. So McKenna, so that's 6 a.m. our time. McKenna, she's been there we've done it 2 years with you now. I can't get her out of bed to save my life. The building could be burning and she'd be like, just throw some water on me, I'll be good. But she loves to do that with you. I mean, she gets up, we do it, she goes right back to bed. But it's very special. And thank you for, doing that, because especially for people who miss someone on Christmas, which I think we all have somebody that we miss. It's just that moment in the day to take that time to just remember them and to cry. You don't want to cry all day long through Christmas, but you have that moment. This is my moment. I'm going to cry. I'm going to think about them. And so I really appreciate you doing that.
Oh, that's smashing. Hang on. I'm just looking at something randomly here, and I'm not sure. Like I haven't marked them, so I don't know what they are. I can't just put anything up without looking, but I just want to check on something. I guess not.
So are you and it's just you and Sam that lives there, right? Are you guys going to be like...
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sam, how many other people live here? Is Sam gone?
It says she's still there.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, yes.
Sorry. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just saying there's a lot of people that live here, but I hardly see anyone. And randomly I'll see like 2 or 3 people and I'll be like, oh, those are new faces. But apparently Lizzie will tell me, oh no, they're always here, they live here. I'm like, okay.
Oh. Are you guys going to be decorating for Christmas? You going to put a tree or anything up?
Oh, it's already up.
Oh,
It's already up. Yeah, Lizzie has already started.
Yeah, I've got lots to. Are you going through a drive-through?
No, I'm not.
No, going through Timmy's. Yeah, no, I did take some pictures and stuff, but I'm just looking here because I'm going to take a chance, but just because it's Christmas, and I don't know if this is a video that's worthwhile, or whether I'll say, golly, why did I play that? But just randomly, because we're talking about Christmas, I'm just going to play it, I think. Okay. Hang on.
No, I'm not recording it. Are you too busy trying to tell me what to do that you don't even know how to do it? Exactly.
Exactly.
I gotta take little portions now when we come back. Kiddies, kiddies, it's time for supper.
So they all come running to the table because they can't believe it. Mum's going to feed them.
What would you like, Tamara?
I would like
Now you come along here and you tell me what you like. Come along. You show me. What would
Not
you
being
like?
in kindergarten, eh?
Yes. Oh, look.
I think you make a
Tamara's
good
having
kindergarten
some nice little
teacher.
turkey. That's cheap. I think I've got to cut it.
That's a big effort, eh?
Yeah. Okay, what are you having, Jess? Do you have your cookies after? Okay, do you want some of this?
Who's that there? I think that's Mama deciding what else she's going to take, right, Mum?
I am playing
She can't hear
Okay,
me.
you put on what you want, Sam.
and this,
Just a little bit of each, though, not too much. Just
and this, and this,
only what you're going to eat.
and the pickles.
I think I'll be in one here. Oh, well, I wish I'd had time to do my hair.
You've been so busy, eh? Oh, my goodness. You'd have to show this to your brother. You'd never believe it.
You didn't notice anything.
Joan will pick up on that right away. Joan will pick up on that right away.
Ed would look at it and say, she doesn't want to look young.
There we go. No, I'm not recording that.
Are you too busy trying to tell me what to do that you don't even know how to do it?
Hang on. I've got things going here. That was just, I'm sorry about that. That was just a random video. Am I here? Am I here? Shirley? Is Sam gone? Am I here? Hello? Am I all alone? All alone am I, ever since your goodbye. I have to start on karaoke, or is everybody gone? I think I'm
Yes.
all alone.
No, you're there. Sorry, I was in the other room. It looks like Sam fell off though.
Oh, okay. I knew she had to go. I knew she had to leave at 4. So, but it's great that she joined because it confirms that I do have everything.
Really nice. That was really nice because we've all been hearing about her for so long, and it was nice to finally meet her. Air quotes, meet her.
Yeah,
she seems very lovely. Oh,
she is.
I'm just so happy. And going by what she was saying, I'm happy for her too. We're all happy that, you're in that place, you're in a better place. You have everything that you had always listed that you wanted, right? It just magically appeared. It's like you created it. But it sounds like that, you've been a blessing to her too, which is that's just great for both of you.
Well, I just love that, it's just really nice because I lived for 5 years on my own in a basement, only coming up once a week to take the garbage out and once a month to go shopping for 2 hours. The rest of the time I was in the basement 5 years. I didn't notice COVID came and went because nothing changed for me. And I was quite happy. I mean, I didn't like it that I didn't have windows, but no, I was pretty happy. I've always been pretty happy. Sometimes little things get in the way, but here I am happy if anybody, or I'm happy if half the house come visit me for cigarettes and sit and have a chat, and I get to meet everybody, and yeah, it's totally different, really totally different. But the main thing is, I've got that major garden and the greenhouse now. I can't wait to get out into my greenhouse.
Your
It's going to be so
curly
exciting.
cucumbers? Isn't it
It's,
curly cucumbers that you grow?
Oh yeah, that I do have a picture of a curly cuke that I grew this year. May it rest in peace. It never really made it any more than about. Talking about inches, I had was it 1 or 2 zucchinis, but I had to apply to Nuff Nuff to get a few inches because all I managed, I didn't plant till September, for goodness sake. I mean, I moved in here at the end of all my stuff inside here. And so it was only by September that I was able to actually plant. And so what are you going to get when you only plant in September? And I had 1 or 2 zucchinis. Like I say, Nuff Nuff gave me a few inches, but they never actually appeared on the zucchinis. And I had 1 cucumber, I had some lettuce, I had a little bit of spinach. But next year, you know what? I am getting more curly cucumbers. I'm going to find that. I can't remember the name of it, but I saw. Is there a naked man plant? I think there is. Nuff Nuff. Is there a naked man plant? I think I posted it. It does. It looks like a naked man. And they sell it in Amazon, so I'm going to get one of them.
Can you see
one, Shirley?
No, I've seen a naked man in my life, but not a naked man plant. So
yeah, this is a plant, and the actual flower looks like a naked man plant. And I'll have to get a picture for next time. So I'm going to be growing a naked man plant. You know, and Sam, she says to me, you know, like, well, don't you think, like, surely you want a bloke? And I'm like, no, why would I want a bloke? I've told everybody, if I could find a bloke that I really liked, I just like it that he could sit in a closet and I'd just bring him out for an hour a day. You know, that's all I really want, because I'm too busy and I don't need somebody. I end up doing all this stuff. I'm more than happy with what I'm doing. I don't have anybody telling me you shouldn't be doing that, or why are you doing that, or where are you, or whatever. I'm always in the same place. But you know what? It's absolutely great not to have anybody to be responsible for. Not that, you know, I mean, kids. I mean, and they're great. I mean, I've just been so blessed with my 2. They are just, well, you know how great they are. I never had the terrible 2s. I never had the teenage stuff. And in fact, when when Tam came over for lunch, they came over one afternoon. And there's one thing which I've always said, that I never punished the kids. I never did. The only thing I did was if there was something, I sang The Power of Love. So this goes back a few years. They were like 6, 7, whatever. And so I literally sang, or tried to sing, The Power of Love really high, really loud. And you know what? I only had to threaten them with that. So I never punished them. And when Tam was here, I turned around to her and I said, Tam, I said, did I ever punish you? And you know what? She told the story. I'm proved that what I'd been saying all along about not punishing them was true. She said, no, Mum used to do that. But then she started telling me about little things like the time when Jessie, I found out that Jessie was pinching my vodka. Couldn't understand why. But the reason was he was putting water in it. Now, I kept the vodka in the freezer. So I could tell there was water in it. And so I don't know if he ever figured out how I caught him. But Tam turned around and said, but Mum, how do you know that was Jessie? And I'm like, I don't. I blame Jessie for everything. But yeah, you know, hearing all those things and knowing that, and honestly, I promise everybody I did not punish them. And they're two great kids. They really are. And they didn't need punishing them. I did make them watch the closing ceremonies of the 1994 or 92 Winter Games. I made them sit through that. She remembers that. But that's the only punishment I ever gave them. I don't think anybody would really believe me unless, like Sam did, from Tam herself, you know. So that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't blessed with those kind of kids, so yeah. So just to not to derail you, but I was putting some stuff up on the screen. We have a few more people that have come in. First off, got a little weird with the naked man plant thing.
Well, just you wait and see.
Yeah, well, okay then. I'm trying to go back because I was putting them on there, but I know you weren't really seeing them. Oh, so yeah, Guernsey Girl says, I don't like which way this combo is going, with a lot of emojis. So calming has come in. Pretty much everybody. Larney's come in. Carrie's
thank you for being here. I really didn't expect. And as you can tell, I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I just wanted to introduce where I'm living now and how happy I am and how happy I am with Sam and how great she is. And she really is. I mean, we've been together here. We kind of moved in the place in April, but I didn't actually move in till about the end of June. So I've been in here about 5 months, and honestly, we've had no real issues of anything, you know. And she's lovely. And what she does, because I don't have a car and we're out in the there's no buses or anything. So rather than take me shopping, where I will go and spend a fortune that I don't have because I'm on limited, I'm on pension.
Right.
So this is actually quite painful for me too, because I've cut down all my bills. The only bill I have is StreamYard and phone. They're the two bills I have. And so once I've got my pension, I know I don't have this wondering where the next penny is coming from. And if I don't have enough, I just go without, it doesn't matter. I've got everything I need, and this is where the peace comes from too, that I've lived my life trying to cover this and cover that and cover the other. For some reason, that just reminded me of some of the voice to texts I've been sending lately.
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't get voice to text from Lizzie, she uses the word pence a lot, but the voice to text doesn't translate it to pence. So
no, I get two penneth.
Oh, penance, yeah. So
no, penneth.
Right.
I'll give my two penneth on something.
Penneth, yes.
And it comes out really rude.
Sorry, but it comes out as a certain number of penises. So depending and what the conversation. Sometimes it kind of actually fits in the conversation, but you're like, I know you didn't just say that. I know you. I can't remember. There was one day you said something like, I'm looking for, or I want, or something, and it was like 2 penises, and it was like, oh, good Lord. So reading your voice
well, I actually nearly said
very,
that.
huh?
Oh yeah, and the thing that it the one thing that I really have to be careful of is when I go out for a sig, it comes out as I go out for sex.
Yes, yes, it does. Like, I'll be right back. I'm going to have a quick sex. Like, oh my God.
And then one this morning, I don't know who I sent it to. I think I sent it to Tam. I said, I'm getting it all, or somebody, I don't know. I'm getting it all comfy cozy. And so now I've got the tree starting to look all homely, but it came out horny. So it's starting to look all horny.
And Suzanne just
Now,
said,
I say it is to text and send it. I don't check it.
right.
What's that?
Well, it makes it interesting. Suzanne, see what I put on screen? The her 2 lips. Yeah. It's always interesting reading.
Oh yeah. I said I've still got to plant my 2 lips, and it came out as 2 lips.
Yeah.
So where am I
It
going to plant
definitely
my
is
2
a
lips?
source of
2 lips?
it's a source of entertainment
Yeah,
for
who
sure.
knows?
Oh yeah. So yesterday,
the
for anybody
vibrator in the
that doesn't know, Lizzie did a voice clip, so it wasn't voice to text, and you can hear this buzzing in the background. And I was like, Lizzie, shut the vibrator off before you hit record, because that's what it sounded like, a vibrator. Oh my gosh, so hilarious.
But then you don't want to get into those old stories like the vibrator and the condoms. And no, stand up. I don't know if you're there, but I'm not going to tell about the vibrating bed. Not today.
She's not in here, but she'll listen, and I'll speak for her. Oh, come on. What? That's what she would say.
Oh, I love you, Lizzie. That comes at Christmas when she gets
yeah. No, we still joke about that with her. It wasn't just that. It was, can I just say, I love you, Lizzie? And I'm like, man, you're being awfully aggressive with that love, aren't you? The more she drank, the more aggressively she loved you. But it always started with, can I just say, or I want to say something. She's so hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
for
there's
this year,
I mean,
New Year's.
For the what?
For this year's Christmas and New Year's live. I can't wait. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Right? So much fun.
And I definitely wanted, this was just kind of a non live kind of, just to introduce where I'm at. Keep it in mind that this is to keep for the kids. But it's like a bio, you know, so that it's very much about me, which is pretty bad, but it's basically a bio kind of thing that the kids may or may not want to look back on, you know, when they're old and I'm gone, and just have an idea of where my life was at, the same as I would have loved to have heard something like this from my mum and dad, you know, because we never asked them the stuff at the time. So yeah, there's one live. I mean, I'm going to dedicate different topics to different lives, just randomly. They're not going to be posh lives with all my 30. How many subs do I have? 47, did you say?
47.
Okay, that's 46 plus Lani. Good old Lani. She's been there from the start. When I only had about 1 or 2, Lani was right there. Right, Lani? And
comments.
No, I'm going to dedicate
you have
some
48
different topics.
Colleen says
Oh,
you have
wow.
48. Mine just must
Somebody's
not be updated.
added.
Yeah, we're cooking with Crisco now. You're moving along.
Oh, wow. I'm going to become famous, aren't I? Well, what? Yeah, right. Well, what I'm planning is actually, I'm planning quite a few things. One is to do this channel to keep a record of stuff and my friends. I mean, because you're my friends, it means that you are part of this live as well. You're part of my life. And I've got some wonderful, wonderful. I love you all. Everybody is so great. I really do. And I know there's even people that you don't like that I still like, you know, because there's something in me that I cannot dislike anybody. I mean, I find it hard to be upset with anybody. I really do. And I know that really is troublesome for some people, but no, anyway. So I'm going to do a funny story live, because actually one Christmas one comes to mind, and that is and it's random again. Don't ask me why it just came into my head, but I guess it's to do with Christmas. Is one day with the kids, I used to teach them the facts of life right from the start, and we just go things, bit by bit. And one day, I don't know, Jess was about 6, 7, and he around to me and he said, Mum, he said, do you ever lose condoms? And I laughed and I said, well, it has been known to happen. And he turned around and he says, well, don't worry, he says, Mum, because I'll use sellotape on mine. So I'm going to send him a big roll of sellotape for Christmas.
That's hilarious.
So it's just little random stories that I can't think of them offhand, but as you're talking, you suddenly remember things. And why did you sound so funny there, Cheryl? You got some truck in your kitchen?
Yeah, I was in the kitchen by the stove fan.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so I'd love to do one, and I wish Sam would come and join me, because she knows all about that stuff, because it's not just about my funny stories. I want to hear other people's funny stories too. And when I say Sam, I mean Samantha Balderas, but Salty What's It. I can't say the other bit, but the Salty What's It. And hopefully she'll come and join. But I'd love if any of you want to come up and join me. And I know at one point Sandra is going to come up. We're going to talk about navy blue knickers.
Oh, that's right. You guys talked about that a while ago, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. And because of everything that's been going on, I haven't had a chance to really focus. This is like the first random one, the introduction to my new life, which is lovely. And then we'll kind of work it. In fact, I got hold of my best friend when I was 14, and Jackie, and she's willing to come on too, and talk about our life back at school when we were 14. And
yeah,
she
just came in chat. She just came in chat, Lizzie. If that's the same Jackie.
No, that's not the same Jackie. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
No, that's. I guess that reminded me. That's probably why I thought of it. No, my Jackie is Jakki.
Oh, okay.
Don't you sell sellotape? What? I missed that bit.
Here, I'll put it up.
Do we call sellotape Durex in Canada? No.
I don't even know what sellotape is unless you're talking like saran wrap.
Sticky tape. Sticky tape. The roll of rock you wrap your presents in.
Oh.
So yeah, it's a sellotape. What else do you call it?
Tape.
Yeah, but there's green tape. We're not talking green.
Well, I mean,
tape.
so there's like duct tape, There's packaging tape.
No, I don't think he'd need that.
Right. So just tape. Just whenever anybody says, hey, do you have any tape? They just mean regular tape, like what you would pack your Christmas presents in.
Yeah, well, that's what Jesse said. I did have a big roll of it, but of course it was too early to actually give it to him for Christmas. But I think I'm going to try and get a big roll and give it to him this Christmas and see if he remembers, because I don't know whether or not he'd remember that story. Because around the same time, on Channel 19 here in Canada, like the public channel, there was a and I've got it on VHS because I still have VHS, believe it or not. But of course you believe it. There was a program for kids, like the Facts of Life kind of program. It was called Contact, I believe. And there was one for girls and one for boys. And I remember the two of them were sat on the bed watching the girls one. And Jesse suddenly turns around and says, Mum, what's a period? And Tam turns around and says, Jesse, it's a full stop. or the other one said it. A full stop. Yeah, okay. They were like 4 or 5. But it was great. I never had to take that moment to explain to them what happens. You just do it from the start and they just grow up. Mind you, not every, do you know the one precious thing in my life that I really need to find, and I will, out of probably 1,000 or so cassette tapes, homemade cassette tapes, is Tam, my daughter, when she was 4, if you can believe this, she was 4, singing Paradise by the Dashboard Light. We didn't have any electric, and we used to sit out on the balcony at the front with my pink radio, and I'd play Paradise by the Dashboard Light, and she knew it word for word at 4. And I've got it on tape. And I used to play it in the car. So I'm hoping one day I'll find it. It's here somewhere. But out of the thousands of tapes that I've got, I mean, isn't that special? And then, of course, at karaoke, we'd get up and sing it together. And I mean, it's a rotten song to have to listen to when somebody's singing it. Everybody got fed up with it, but it's special. And yeah, karaoke. Oh yeah, what else was I going to do? The navy blue knickers. So school days. I'm looking forward to that. As I say, Sandra. I don't know what name she is in here, but anyway, Sandra. She said she'd come on with me and we could talk about what it was like back when navy blue knickers had you had to play netball just in your knickers. I mean, this is weird. 13, 14-year-old girls playing netball in your knickers. And I remember Bill, the construction bloke, and his friend used to sit there and watch us. And I mean,
and now
Jackie used to chat him up. I don't know whether
now it all in hindsight looks kind of creepy, right?
Well, you know what? I feel really bad because things were very different back then. I was born in 1950. So during the 50s, and then I went to school in 61. No, I didn't go to school in 61. That was when I went to high school. So during the time from when I was 5 until I was 11, I mean, there was a lot of blokes there that used to flash us, even as young kids. I'd get off the bus as a 10, 12-year-old. And, I remember this one chap just running up and giving us a big flash. It was kind of every day. We accepted it. And my friend, Pat, she was platinum blonde. And I left there in 64. So she was 12, 13 when she was going out with Teddy Sheshelman, who was 21. And we thought nothing of it. nothing. We thought nothing of it. It was never an issue. And she used to like my brother, who was 8 years older than me. So he was like 20. And I went out with Jake when I was 13, 14. And Jake was, he wasn't Jake the plumber. Jake the plumber, he's the man I adore. He electrician, and he came and they said yes. So I was 13, he was 18, and it was okay. But that was back in 1963. So things are so different now. But you know, I guess I think differently because this is how I knew it, you know. So it's pretty sad. I feel, you know, there's lots of arguments against what I was born and brought up to believe at that time. It's so different now. But, you know, there's no question it's different, right, Cheryl?
Oh, definitely. I mean, for sure. Yeah, it's way different.
Yeah, and I mean, how can you justify stuff like that? But for us, it was normal. It was just, you know, I mean, we knew that there was a pinhole thing in our toilets on the way to school from the men's side. We knew there was a little hole that they could sit and watch us, you know. And I left there I left that school when I was, well, I passed the 11 plus, so I was 11 when I left that school. So up until the time I was 11, if we went into that loo, we knew we were being watched. But it didn't, you know, it was just, that's how it was. So, yeah. And then, well, I've still got my list of all the blokes that I kissed when I was, because I started dating when I was 13, Derek. And I've still got my list. In fact, they're right here in front of me. I could read off my little list of all the blokes until I met my husband, and that's when I stopped. We were, until the day we got engaged was the day I stopped going out with other blokes. That was my, you know. So anyway, we're going back to navy blue knickers. What else am I going to be doing, Cheryl? Funny odds and ends. Or what's another show that I could do?
I honestly, I like the idea of different people, you know, coming up and engaging with you and talking to you, you know, stand up, obviously. You know, Nuff, everybody. I mean, they would all, I'm sure, love to come up and pick your brain and tell stories with you. I think that would be great.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. So we'll have to work on that. So apart from that, I have a floor to ceiling 3-foot wide shelf of VHS and cassettes. And the cassettes I'm going to download to the computer because I used to DJ, so that's where I got those. But the VHS are very much a lot of made videos. But from 1985 onwards, because 1985 was when I got my VCR, I saved 6-hour tapes of Dr. Phil and all the other programs, Geraldo. So I'm going to upload those onto a channel where I can maybe at some point monetize that one, because I have to look ahead to not only for me with pension, you're kind of stuck. There's no cushion. When you're on a pension, there's no cushion. You don't get extra money well, occasionally once in a blue moon, but you don't have extra money to be able to get other things. You know, you have your budget. I have my budget. I really don't have anything left at the end of that budget. And sometimes I'll go over into the next month and Sam helps me out with that. But so I'm looking for things to help me get through, you know, so monetizing it, if possible, that would be something. And then another channel for my wood graining, because I do wood graining. I paint metal to look like wood. And that I would actually like to start doing here. I'd like to start teaching people. I'm what is considered an artisan, and it's I paint metal doors, like front doors, garage doors, cars, you name it, to look like wood, oak. And I used to do doors for Stanley doors. I mean, what I do is it's really realistic, but it's hard to market. So I thought if I have a channel that I could kind of work that and maybe teach people, maybe work something out to be able to bring in a few pennies. You know, that's all, you know, money, you know, that's the only thing when you're on pension. You really don't have a lot of excess to be able to flash the cash around. So it's easier staying at home. And then there's another channel that I wanted, and I can't remember what that is. But yeah, well, maybe I could do a specific channel for, yeah, Shirl, you've given me inspiration.
Okay.
Like a channel just to talk to people just on a one-to-one, because there's
kind
so
of like
many
interview
of us.
them.
Well, I'm not very good at interviewing. I'm not very good at anything like that. But, you know, just to, yeah. Okay, we'll work on that. Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we could think of topics and stuff. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's my plans. And so we will come along. But in the meantime, and that's so nice that there's people here. I really didn't think we'd have too many. And that's partly why I didn't have anything planned. But I always use that excuse, don't I, Shirley? Even though I should have things planned, I never plan them.
But it always works out just fine.
Well, not necessarily. But I'm going to just show you some of the pictures of where I'm at very quickly, so you can get more of an idea. And then we've got them on here. So as soon as they're uploaded, this is as you come down the driveway, you can see my garden at the end. That's my shed and my garden. And I just love it. Isn't that great to have that opportunity to have that garden? Then, of course, there's the little kitties. There's Looky Lou. But Looky Lou's not there. So Smokey at the bottom, Batman at the top. And, well, it used to be Speckles, but I've today changed her name to Tinkerbell because I think I always want to call her Tinkerbell. So that's that. And then there was Pablo, who lived upstairs, and he left us to go to stay with one of Tam's friends. So he's all happy there. And then I think in my greenhouse, this is little Looky Lou on the left and little Smokey on the right, enjoying my greenhouse. So, hang on. And that's basically what greenhouse is like. I've now got plastic put up now so that I can get in there in the spring. Oh, by the way, it's a countdown. 16 weeks from now, 16 weeks from today is when I'll be starting to do my plants. 16 weeks when the weather will be nice. So I've got to do a countdown for that. So you mark it on your calendar. March the 14th or whatever. And hang on, what's this one? Okay, that's in that chicken coop thing. At one end, there's an aviary. And that's the inside portion of the aviary. And that's the chicken coop itself. And it's got lights up there. Look at that, show. Isn't that great? But I don't use that now.
That's a fancy chicken coop.
Yeah.
I bet Jenny would love that for her chickens.
Oh, yeah. Well, I actually showed it to Chicken Lady because I was talking to Chicken Lady, and I don't know whether I'm making her jealous of my chicken coop. But I do have to get a furry chicken in there because I can't have a chicken coop with no chickens. And then I have that's the shed. I think that it's a bit rustic, isn't it? I think that needs a bit of a makeover. And this is the view from my patio doors, isn't it? Well, I mean, it'll be lovely next year. I mean, it's all dead right now, but it'll look lovely next year. And this is actually a view towards the patio doors from the garden. So I'm right inside there, right inside that door there. Isn't it lovely to have that? And you see there's people that live above, that's the main portion. And then there's somebody who lives on the other side underneath. And then on the main level, there's also another house behind. So there's lots. I think there was 13 people that actually moved into one house. This is the garden before I arrived last year, before the plants grew that I had to cut down. This is the aviary. I mean, I can have birds, but I can have chickens, but I don't have to look after them. And then look, this is what I chucked out from the other house. This is, like I say, there was the equivalent of 7 bedrooms and a 30-foot storage unit. So that's what I chucked out from the other house. This is the greenhouse. And I thought that was where no. Oh, so you can see all those weeds I had to cut down before I could plant my garden on both sides. So a lot of work. And you can see them there. You know, so I've cleared all of that. I really worked hard. And don't know. Oh, that's where the lawnmower bloke was. That's where we found, right in the center there. That was a day or two after I found the kittens. Where he is right now, there was a lot of grass this side of him. He's cut it all down. Where he is right now is where we found the kittens. I mean, they would have just been, I mean, I dread to think. I really dread to think. And that's the greenhouse before I took all the weeds out. And oh yeah, well, isn't this a great house? Look, we've got a pond. We've got a pond. I want to know what this little shed at the right hand side, where that went, because I could really use that. I could make something with it.
That white thing, that almost looks like, is that a shed or is that like a Connex?
Well, this one at the back is the trailer, which is the chicken coop, come aviary at one end. But this is no longer there, the one on the right-hand side. And I mean, I would love it. I mean, because I could make use of that. But I've got the shed instead. And then by the side of the house, this is how it was just after I moved in, where I had to clear all that stuff. But we're getting there. And yeah, this is what I had to cut down. This is the second garden. The other one was same. I had to take, and this is where the equivalent of where I would have got lost before I fell on the floor with the kittens in something like this. I mean, I was just stuck on the floor and I couldn't get up. And then of course we've got the peonies. I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. So that's all I'm going to put you through. But I want to thank everybody for coming along and chatting, even though it wasn't any big deal. It's nice of you to come here, and it's nice they made it. But then she would, because she'd get a notification, because she was, for a long time, I think, my only sub. Hang on. Oh, I've got a pussycat behind me. I didn't know was there. So, yeah. So it's going to...
Jackie asks if you found a lot of snakes in the garden.
Nope, nothing. Do you know what? Oh, you know what I haven't got, which I wanted to make sure I uploaded, was little Chippy Chipster. Used to come and sit on my lap, and he'd come inside my room with stuff, his peanuts. But I had to put once the cats came close to the house because I didn't want them catching him. So I'll let you see him on another live. But I have not seen one other animal of any kind. One mouse that Lucky bought in. Birds, of course, and we've got geese in the pond, or had geese in the pond. They've all flown now. No, I'm rabbits. Never seen a sign of anything. So I can sit out there. I can leave food out, and nobody touches it. No raccoons, no nothing. So I'm hoping that next year it stays the same and I can have a pond with some goldfish in it. Looking forward to that. But, you know, we'll get there. And I tell you, when I show you the pictures of my garden next year, whoop-de-doo, it's going to be something else, especially with curly cucumbers and naked men in there. Oh, but you know what? It's like it's great exercise, because I have trouble walking, so I can't walk and carry, but I can kind of be in the similar spot and bend and pick up and move around. So and I'm quite strong, and that's what Sam says, that I'm really, really fit and strong. I mean, I didn't think I was classified as fit and strong, but yeah, I mean, I've moved miracles, and I will continue to do that. But anyway, so sure, I want to thank you so much for coming and joining me.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, okay, there's something happening. And everybody, even though I got 48 subs. 48 subs, can you believe that?
Pretty cool.
I'll be with 48 subs. I mean, I've got 15 million views on my Heidi Ho channel, but and it actually, because I've never ever looked for subs, so, and way back we didn't actually really bother with them. You can see your address. Okay. Well, I don't know where that is, but you know what? It is what it is. So
yeah,
I want to say
you're starting to break up too. So
yeah, in other words, get going. Well, I started thinking about my curly cucumbers and naked men, and I realized I really do have to go.
Oh, so Guernsey Girl and Larnie say that you've got 49 now.
Wow, 49. Oh, can we make it 50? Shirley, have you subbed?
I have.
Oh, darn. Oh, maybe I'll get Sam to sub. She probably hasn't subbed yet because she doesn't even know this channel exists. So anyway, thank you so much. And it is important to me that, well, I guess it's hard. I can be happy, but it doesn't mean that other people can be happy because they have to go through so much. But if you look at life, and actually Sam turned around to me the other night and she said, you know what? She said, her dad said something to her. It was like, if you look to life and just appreciate everything, and something I can't remember all with the punchline, but basically I said to her, I said, it's like if you have a near-death experience, what would be important in your life at that point? And if you can live your life without the near-death experience, but using that as an example of how life should be. And I think I'm close to doing that, to be honest. I've never had a near-death experience, but I think when I wake up in the morning, I just love what I've got. I don't love, can't go out and I can't sit in the big, I have to go out in the cold. It's about my only thing right now. But no, honestly, I do love just what I've got. And I remember Val saying to me, she said, Liz, she says, you could have fun in a paper bag. And I think I probably could. So I think leave it there. I'm off to have fun in a paper bag.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing this. It was fun just to, casual chat and catch up.
It wasn't that exciting, but yeah, it wasn't that exciting. But thanks everybody for coming in. And Jackie, thanks for subbing, and Carmen. Carmen subbed, and 51.
Jenny says you have 51 now.
Oh wow! I'm famous. Never mind your 99,000 subs. 51 means more to me. So anyway, thanks everybody. I really appreciate. And did I have any? I didn't have any moderators, do I? Because I don't need it. Because there's nothing to moderate. But no, but thanks everyone. And I'll look forward to whatever we do next, and maybe I'll get things prepared next time, because I really wasn't prepared today. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to go and enjoy a comfy cozy, because regardless of what everybody says, I enjoy my comfy cozy. I don't have much. I've given up my cigs to only smoke outside, so I'm really smoking because it's -14 wind chill. And so all I've got is to have my little comfy cozy. So I just have 2 of those a night, and I don't know, keeps me happy. It's my one, what's the word? My one, what's that word, Shirley? Vice. I've got a vice. Believe it or not, I have a vice. So I'm going to go and pour myself a comfy cozy and sit back and enjoy Dr. Phil or something. I don't know.
Good. Yes.
Okay.
Well, everybody, thank you for coming in and have a good rest of your day. All Americans, have a good Thanksgiving week.
All right. When is Thanksgiving tomorrow?
No, it's Thursday.
When is Thanksgiving for you? Last Thursday?
No, it's this coming Thursday. It's always the 4th Thursday of the month November.
Okay.
It's one of the holidays that actually doesn't have a date. It's the 4th Thursday.
Oh, okay. Why did I not know that? I should know that, shouldn't I, Cheryl?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know that you do have a separate. I don't know. So let's not discuss it, because then we're,
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
And do have a happy day, and try and be nice, and try and be kind, and try and be happy. So night, everybody, and night, Shirley, and thanks, Sam. I know you're out there. I'll tell you when you get home. Okay. Night. Bye.